The problem of pharmaceutical trafficking is massive, billions and billions of dollars.
She had a terrified look on her face, and blood was pouring out of her mouth into the sink.
Counterfeit versions of popular medications are flooding Britain's National Health Service.
Hon fick svår leversvikt, men att hon överlevde i alla fall.
Toxic syrups killed hundreds of people. We had a big case in USA with heparins. More than 100 people were killed by this hospital medicine.
Ova priča možda zvuči neuvjerljivo. Riječ je o ilegalnoj proizvodnji i prodaji lažnih lijekova. I o ljudima koji se razbole i umru zbog lijekova koji su ih trebali izliječiti.
When that package arrives in the mail, you just don't know what really is in it.
It can be like poison, like rat poison, for example. I've found that.
Business has grown and grown. Because this is more profitable than heroin and other drugs.
U ovoj ilegalnoj gospodarskoj grani vrte se milijarde dolara, a gotovo nikad ne čujemo za nju. Ovo je priča o beskrupuloznim krivotvoriteljima lijekova koji ubijaju svaki dan. Ali začudo, u današnjim se medijima ne govori mnogo o tome. Ovdje ne možemo primijeniti uobičajeni medijski klišej o velikoj i pokvarenoj farmaceutskoj industriji. U ovom su slučaju i farmaceutske tvrtke žrtve. A do pojave interneta, to je bila još samo jedna u nizu ružnih priča iz zemalja u razvoju. Milijuni ljudi žrtve su lažnih lijekova. Svake godine zbog njih umre na stotine tisuća osoba. Ovo je priča o ljudima koji se neumorno i bez predaha bore protiv jedne od najunosnijih ilegalnih gospodarskih grana našeg vremena.
In all countries, there are people who are buying pharmaceuticals at the internet, and a big part of the medicine they buy are fake. It can be just be sugar pills, but they can also be very dangerous for you.
As a detective, for the last 30 years, I am working to combat the meanness of fake drugs in India. Around 8 to 10 raids every year. They are making the fake medicines. They are the murderers. It's more than a murder. If someone comes to murder you, you know that he's in front of me. He's the man who is trying to murder me. But in this, you do not know who is trying to murder you and who has murdered these guys, those who are dead, because of these fake pills. Killer is invisible. And he's just doing this to earn money.
I'm a special agent with the FDA's Office of Criminal Investigations, and I manage an elite crew of agents that are cybercrime specialists, and their primary job is investigating internet pharmaceutical trafficking networks. We often joke that we're drinking out of a fire hose, and that's literally how it feels when you get so much information in about so many illegal, online pharmaceutical trafficking networks. It can be overwhelming at times.
Our mom got sick, given medication one day. if she hadn't gotten sick from that day when she was given the counterfeit drugs, how many more times would people in that office would have received that drug? She had boxes and boxes of the counterfeit drugs.
Often people ask me, who are buying the internet? Who are they? Must be like bad like criminals. No. There's normal people. And it's easy. But it's a gamble, I would say. We have calculated 50% of what you buy at the internet are fake.
Različite su procjene o tome koliko ljudi umre zbog lažnih lijekova. Interpol procjenjuje da je riječ o broju od nekoliko stotina tisuća do čak 1 milijun ljudi na godinu.
$245 investigations so far. Also good.
Cecilia Fant niz je godina radila u švedskoj i saveznoj policiji. Specijalizirala se za drogu i ilegalne lijekove. Prije nekoliko godina dobila je ponudu da radi u Interpolovoj koordinaciji globalne borbe protiv lažnih lijekova.
If you look at the websites of the internet, they look very professional. You have doctors and nurses, and you think it's medicine coming from a laboratory. But behind this, it can be a room, a garage, it's dirty. So there can be anything in it to make the pill look like accurate. It can be like poison, like rat poison, for example. I found that, and all kind of polish. You know if you have a pill, it should be very like shiny, and there's a special kind of layer. But they use anything like car polish or floor polish, whatever. So all kind of heavy metal, really, things that can give you cancer. People died.
Higijenski i sterilni uvjeti, čisti strojevi, ljudi s maskama. Želimo da naši lijekovi potječu s takvog mjesta. Ali što ako tablete za koje mislite da će vas izliječiti dolaze s ovakvoga mjesta?
This can be anywhere, like we found in Sweden, for example. It was the Swedish customs to find it. They have a pill machine there. Everybody was there. The police came there, me as well. It's really dirty. It's really dusty, and there are different kind of buckets with powder. But it was a blender that you use for food, and it really showed that this can happen anywhere.
I lose sleep over it at night sometimes, how big the problem is. And I'll give you an example. My own father-in-law was buying from a, quote, Canadian online pharmacy. My sister said she thought it was okay to buy from an online pharmacy. In the United States, most people think that if they go to a website that has a maple leaf on it, being sold by Canadians, or otherwise purports to be a Canadian online pharmacy, that the drugs are actually going to come from Canada. They don't in most cases.
Iako lažni lijekovi kose na milijune žrtava, bilo je vrlo teško naći nekoga tko bi o tome progovorio pred kamerama. Kad si bolestan, ne razmišljaš o tome da bi ti lijek koji uzimaš kako bi ozdravio mogao pogoršati stanje. Ali onda je jedna pacijentica umrla od trovanja. Specijalni agenti upali su u liječničku ordinaciju u Arizoni i život dvojice braće potpuno se promijenio.
This is a case involving counterfeit Avastin, which is a cancer medication. That case really started with a victim, a woman by the name of Betty Hunter. She went into an oncology clinic and had a reaction to the Avastin, and come to find out it wasn't Avastin at all. It was labeled Altazan, which is the Turkish version, and we found out that it didn't contain the active pharmaceutical ingredient. It contained tap water and mold.
People are in prison today because our mom got sick.
Yeah.
Given medication one day. We're just a family that was affected by this amongst probably millions of families. You go to your doctor, you have to ask that question. Do you give counterfeit drugs?
Show me the bodies. That's what I constantly hear. If there's such a problem with online pharmacies, Dan, then show me the bodies. Bodies, I ask? People generally don't just drop dead when they take a drug that does not have a therapeutic benefit. Haven't we learned from history, from years of public health experience? Show me the bodies. This is Betty Hunter. Betty was a lung cancer patient. Miss Hunter went to hematology and oncology in Chandler, Arizona, for an infusion of what she believed was Avastin, a drug she had taken previously. Soon after the infusion began, Miss Hunter started to shake and became nauseous and feverish. The nurse reported in her chart, quote, patient complaining of feeling very jittery, hands shaking, and appeared to be red in face. Doctor notified and infusion stopped.
I'm David Lehan. This is my brother Chris. Our mother passed away. She was given, for the most part, legitimate cancer drugs. However, we learned from the FDA that she was the victim of counterfeit narcotics. So,
counterfeit cancer drugs.
Thank you. This is our family home. Our folks built this home with friends 44 years ago or something like that. And it's still in the family, and our stepdad, Paul Hunter, still lives here.
Hey, Paul, how you doing, buddy?
It was my birthday, and Mom gave me, she gave me a little box, and I opened it up. This was in February, and they were pictures of me as a baby. And I knew something was wrong, and that's when she broke the news and told me that she had been diagnosed with lung cancer.
Our mom had researched and she had heard good things about this doctor, and that's where she decided to get her treatments. They were very positive for her because her cancer never had really had grown. So we were very optimistic when they recommended Avastin as the drug of choice to combat this particular cancer.
Uskoro ćemo se vratiti sinovima Betty Hunter iz Arizone. Od Interpola smo dobili dozvolu za ulazak u njihovo sjedište u Lyonu u Francuskoj i za snimanje njihova strogo čuvanog kontrolnog i zapovjednog centra. Ovo je rijetka prilika da zavirimo iza kulisa. Jedan tjedan svake godine Interpol koordinira operaciju Pangea. Tijekom nje policija, carina i zdravstvene službe u više od 100 zemalja izvode iznenadni napad na organizacije u cijelom svijetu koje se bave proizvodnjom i prodajom lažnih lijekova.
During this week, the custom will do the seizures by the borders. The police will do arrest, and they will try to find websites online that are selling this falsified medicine. And also we have the health regulatories. Some of them are enforcement powers, and they do the same work as the police. All the countries are sending us information, telling us what they're doing during this week. Operation team, then from units, from the pharmaceutical crime unit. And then we have someone from MHRA, the English Medicine Boards. We have someone from the FDA. And we have customs, of course. We have also some from the Singapore health agency as well. And we have Europol. Everything we do during this week, the custom, the police and the health, it's all about protecting people's lives.
Ovo su brojke samo jedne godine operacije Pangea. Ali ovim zastrašujućim podacima samo smo zagrebli po površini biznisa vrijednog milijarde dolara.
Spanish. If you go to a website and you want to buy antibiotic for some reason, and every time you buy something on this website, you will get Viagra and Levitra or Cialis. Then you maybe should think about if these are proper websites. This website, for example, is selling antibiotics, whatever you want, and every time you buy antibiotic, you get free pills. You know about this, guys?
No.
You know they send you?
Oh, yes.
From the tropical islands?
Yes.
Yeah. So these guys here, they will be interesting for you, US?
Absolutely.
Ah.
These are repeat names we keep saying, and we've got a list of several identified websites associated with them as well, so.
But I couldn't see any bank account. Did you see and get any more details? Or?
They didn't identify the bank accounts specifically, but they mentioned that they have bank accounts, particularly within the United States, and that's information that we didn't have before.
Why do we have to blur Brian?
Well, Brian is a good agent, and I need Brian to continue doing undercover work. Well, his days of doing undercover work would be done much like mine are. It's for his own safety, for his family's safety. Generally, in my experience, when a suspect finds out that you're the undercover agent, they're not happy about that. So undercover work has its risks as well, and just being out there knowing that, you know, Brian or whoever is an undercover agent carries those risks that we'd like to mitigate as much as possible.
We can find out about the analysis.
In the fight against counterfeit medicines, Interpol is extremely important. I don't know what I would do without Cecilia and Aileen and their unit. They are the ones that put us all together, and they recognize it's global, and they're the ones telling us, hey, you know, whether you're the United States or Mexico or France or China, we need to come up with a global solution for this. In one recent investigation, we had customers, obviously, in the United States. We had servers for the websites located in the United States and in Europe. We had payment processors in Costa Rica and in Europe, banking, so the money would flow to countries like Cyprus and Israel and Hong Kong. We have customer service personnel in India and the Philippines. The drugs came from India, China, Pakistan. They were transshipped through countries like the United Kingdom and Mauritius. So it is like a big spider web, and it's definitely a global enterprise.
I think the worst thing that could happen for the pharmaceutical industry would be that people lost faith in the medicines they get in their pharmacies. If you are going to take a drug that potentially saves your life or the life of your child, and you cannot trust that this will be efficacious, for instance, if it's counterfeit, for me that is the worst case scenario. And we will do a lot of things in cooperation to ensure that that doesn't happen. FPA is the European Federation of Pharmaceutical Industries and Associations. Developing a new drug is a huge undertaking. It will typically take between 5 and 10 years, and you have to go various stages of clinical trials in order to demonstrate that it is efficacious and that it is safe. So people can really trust that this is a good and approved drug. If you're a counterfeiter, basically the only thing you have to do is to make a box and a pill, and this pill can be anything. So basically that is the only thing they need, and that doesn't cost a lot. But for instance, if you want to develop a drug from scratch, the start price is about $1 billion. These people make just as much money on counterfeit drugs as they would do dealing heroin. So it doesn't really matter what kind of drugs we are talking about, because basically all groups, all classes could be subject to counterfeiting. And since the profit is huge, they go in everywhere.
So when we're doing Operation Pangea, it's different angles. In Asia, for example, and in Africa, there are pharmacies that are not real. And of course, the bad guys take advantage of that. I mean, they just think about the money. They don't care people are dying. And it can be very expensive to buy the proper medicine at the hospital. Then they go around the corner and buy the medicine in a booth somewhere, and they get the medicine for the children, and then they are not good, you know, they are bad medicine, so they die. I travel a lot, and I've been to Asia recently, and I became very sick. And I was really afraid of going to a pharmacy because I was not sure that I would get the proper medicine. I'm a tourist there, right? But think about all these people. They cannot trust normal pharmacies in their country. Major problem in these countries, but it also happens in Europe, also happen in all countries.
Policijska racija u Vijetnamu rezultat je istrage koju je vodio detektiv kojega je zaposlila farmaceutska industrija. Ovdje je policija u malom stanu zaplijenila kutije i kutije lažnih tableta.
Dạ, em cũng không biết nữa, em tự... Làm gì không biết được? Không phải, em không biết cái hàng này là cái gì hết, em biết là thuốc thôi. Em không biết là cái gì hết. Nếu nó làm thuốc, em biết làm thuốc thôi, chứ em không biết gì hết.
Istražujući ovu raciju, došli smo do drugog privatnog istražitelja u Indiji, koji pronalazi kriminalce koji proizvode lažne lijekove.
We are going to Aligarh. It's a small town near Delhi. One of the main markets for distribution of these fake drugs. There's one of my informers. He has promised me to give some samples today. So we are here to collect the information of this some fake medicines. Now we'll come to know the brands.
Velik dio lažnih lijekova koji se prodaju širom svijeta proizvodi se u Indiji. Sureš Sati privatni je istražitelj koji radi za farmaceutske tvrtke. On pronalazi uzorke lažnog lijeka i onda stupi u kontakt s tvrtkom čija je marka istaknuta na ambalaži. Zatim s farmaceutskom tvrtkom sklopi ugovor za istragu zločinačke organizacije koja je proizvela lažni lijek. Došli smo u jedno od najvećih središta za trgovinu lijekovima na veliko u Indiji. Sureš je izašao iz automobila da se sastane s doušnicima, ali meni je savjetovao da ostanem u vozilu i sakrijem kameru. Kaže da će mi oduzeti kameru ako je pokažem na tržnici. Sureš se vraća s uzorcima lažnih lijekova koje su za njega kupili njegovi zaposlenici.
This painkiller, this Voveranesa of Novartis. You see, from the strip, you can't find out that this is fake. Yes, there is some difference in the box, but that is also so minor. Only the person who is dealing in it can tell you the difference. Otherwise, for the common man, there's no difference. You can see the box. All things are printed.
Already a hologram of Novartis.
Even the tape to close the box is also printed Novartis. All batch numbers are there. Manufacturing date is there. So a common man can't judge that this is a fake. Now, we'll try to investigate, penetrate more inside from where this is coming, which is the factory, who is manufacturing, and we'll try to organize an action on that. I first see April in 1982. Since I saw that the business has grown and grown, because this is more profitable than heroin and other drugs. In the 90s, we found that these are being exported also. Those who are not selling their product here in the country. They are known people, well known. They have their own factories, their own brands. Under the cover of their own brand, they make the fake also and export it. The person who is making it, he'll take a pill from one person, he'll take the packaging from some other person, he will get it stripped at the third place, and he'll pack the material at fourth place. Till the time you try to organize the raid, you'll see the material is shifted. Now you have to go to the another jurisdiction police station. Till the time you organize it there, the material is shifted to the third person. And to penetrate inside the nexus and to get the information of day-to-day information of the modus operandi of these people is very risky. Undercover, you can put your man at one place and then you will not get the information from the second place. Your 6 months hard work is ruined.
Specijalni agent Uprave za hranu i lijekove Dan Burke otkrio se javnosti kad je pristao sudjelovati u ovom filmu. Ovo su snimke skrivene kamere iz njegovog prošlog tajnog zadatka. On i dvojica kolega postavljaju klopku kineskom biznismenu koji trguje lijekovima za mršavljenje.
You want to talk now? Yes, that's okay. Okay. For me, I'm fine. Let me grab this up. Have a seat over there.
Specijalni agent Dan Burke u zelenoj je havajskoj košulji. Sumnjivac je najprije sjeo u pogrešan stolac. Dan ga je zamolio da se premjesti jer se boji da ga skrivena kamera neće snimiti. Potrebne su mu izjave u kameru kao dokaz.
My partner at the time received a complaint from GlaxoSmithKline, the producers of Ally, which was an over-the-counter weight loss medication. And they were finding that there was a large amount of counterfeit Ally in the supply chain in the United States.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I want to know exactly how this stuff is going to look.
We ultimately set a meeting posing as buyers. I was playing the role of a customs broker, so someone who is going to broker a large amount of the counterfeit Ally into the country. The two other agents were posing as buyers. So I don't want to go too much into the details, but we had made a series of undercover purchases and then ultimately wanted to grow that business, and that's how it worked.
You play golf?
Yes, I can do, but not so good.
Not good? You gotta play with us.
You'll fit right in.
Yeah. That's why I like playing with these guys. Are you going to show me you playing golf?
No, I'll share you the package.
Oh, okay. Oh, great.
What you're thinking about at the time is you want to get the evidence. You want to get enough information that will demonstrate to a jury that we got the right guy.
I have 3 places in Beijing.
Okay, can you give me the address?
So I'm asking questions that are corroborating information that I already know about the person to make sure that this is in fact the right person, and sort of trying to understand the suspect's level of involvement in an environment where, you know, he's sort of willing to talk.
Some people will say, like, is this really worth it? I mean, you close them down one day, and next day they're up again. It's always worth it. We always have to make it so difficult as possible. It's often, you know, when you work with narcotics, they say, why do you arrest him? You know, God, he will be out in 1 hour. Well, maybe in 1 hour I saved some person's life because you can't sell the drugs. Same with this. Some of the drugs, of course, just sugar pills, but many of these medicines can be very, very dangerous. It is dangerous to buy things online, and that is really what this whole operation is about, to change people's thinking. Especially when it comes to young people, because, you know, they're living their life at the internet, and they do everything online. So that's why you are very, very important for them. Sometimes when I talk to, especially girls, they say, well, I talked to some very nice guy at the internet and I want to lose some weight, you know, and he said, this is very good for you, and he was very nice to me. I said, well, kind of, they are not nice to you. They want to sell. This is a business for them. They make fake medicine. They sell as much as possible because they want to earn money on it. That is the fact. And many of these are very organized, and they earn big, big money on this.
See, this is a raid done in Lucknow. The boy was caught with the handcuffs. See, in this raid, the person was having revolver. This is a revolver we got from there.
Don't you ever fear for your life?
Yes, they will kill you anytime. But and I'm fighting for a good cause. Why should I fear? God is with me. So many fake drugs are being sold, used, and there is not a single case reported by any doctor that this man is dead because of this fake drug. Why they couldn't come to the conclusion that this man is died because yesterday I have given this prescription and that drug may be fake. No one is bothered. The man is dead, is that. If doctor is not reporting, who will say that fake drugs are being sold in that market? No one. Recently there is a case. Some drugs were being supplied to some government hospital, and that was paracetamol. Some boxes were damaged. So one of the person there, he sent that paracetamol to the lab. See, this is expired or this is damaged or what. Then he came to know that this is the fake. So fake is being supplied to the government hospital.
Kad su istražitelji i organizacije pokušali procijeniti koliko godišnje umre ljudi zbog lažnih lijekova, računali su i slučajeve u kojima su lijekovi izravno otrovali ljude i uzrokovali smrt. Ali i slučajeve u kojima je sam lijek možda bio neopasan, ali je osoba umrla zato što nije dobila pravi lijek.
Odvojite vrijeme za sebe i svoje zdravlje. Odazovite se na nacionalni program ranog otkrivanja raka debelog crijeva. Moramo naći vremena za sebe i svoje zdravlje.
Potpuno novi Kia Ceed. Početak izvrsne priče. Već od 124.990 kuna. Kia, najviše za vaš novac.
Iz Mlinara vijest stiže da su cijene još niže. Kalnički kruh 7 kuna. Pizza šunka sir 8 kuna. Fit kiflica 2+1 gratis. Vaš Mlinar.
PET scans, CT scans were improving. Her tumors were shrinking, and we were hopeful that we had bought some time for our family.
It seemed like no big deal, and she did go on with life, and she'd go to weddings and birthdays, and she just went on as if she wasn't even sick.
Then our mom had a reaction and got sick during the infusion of medication. She had received multiple doses of this medication and never a problem. This particular day, she developed chills, vomiting, cramping, spike in her fever. The nurse who was in charge of the infusion, she called the drug supplier in Canada to find out what they were supposed to do because they had never seen this before. That's how that phone call got made. That's how the FDA got wind of our mom getting medications that day. They had tapped the phone of the supplier in Canada. The FDA raided the doctor's office 2 weeks later, confiscated the medications off the shelf, which they determined was water and mold. The doctor was informed of that she had purchased counterfeit drugs. Our mom was still alive, still seeking treatment from the doctor, but no one told anybody anything.
Mom's health began to deteriorate.
Coughing, chills, laying in bed, couldn't breathe, all over a period of 2 months. We knew the inevitable was probably coming. She said that something was up with her doctor. She didn't know what was going on, but her doctor wasn't treating her the way that she had been treated in the past, and she wanted to find another oncologist. It was a bright, sunny morning, hot. Told her I'd be right out, and let's see what we can do. In the meantime, my brother had come on out.
And there was Paul holding my mother over the sink. She was not able to breathe. She had a terrified look on her face, and blood was pouring out of her mouth into the sink.
But her kitchen window was her inspiration every day to look out her backyard, so it was just kind of fitting that it happened right there.
There's no doubt in my mind that the biggest threat to the public health is people buying medicines online from not authorized dealers, not authorized pharmacies, in the hope that they can either get drugs that are prescription, that they can get something which is not available in your country, or that they can get them cheaper than in your home country. That it poses a really big threat to public health. You can't control the internet. This is just impossible. So having a restriction on this is a good idea, and you can do that. But basically, if people want to have something, they are going to get it. In the future, if you go into a European web pharmacy, there will be a little logo, and this logo you can press on, and it will then take you to your national regulatory authority and tell you this is a legit pharmacy. If you want to be absolutely sure that your drug is genuine, the best way today is to get it from your pharmacy. Come 2018 and 19, all drugs handed out in pharmacies in Europe will be traceable. Each and every box of pharmaceuticals will have a little name on it. And when you come down to your pharmacy, your pharmacist, he takes out the box, he goes through the 2D barcode reader, then it sees, okay, this individual box already exists in the data package from the pharmaceutical company. It is checked out and can never be used again. So we pin a lot of our hopes into this 2D barcode serialization.
We have informers all over the country. Whenever we get information from our informer that we have got some information that this factory is indulging in this meanness, would try to penetrate inside and get our man as a worker inside the factory to get the day-to-day modus operandi of the person. Then we have to see the availability of the police. It may be that he is manufacturing today and police is not available there. He said, oh, sorry, we are busy today. Okay, you come tomorrow and then we'll take action on your complaint. Tomorrow the product is not there. Then again you have to wait for a month or so when you will get the information. And so you have to organize police, the person inside, when the product is going on the machine. Well, if you will not catch him red-handed, you'll say, I'm not doing it. Because he is doing it just once or twice in 15 days.
Sve više ljudi kupuje lijekove na internetu. Djelatnici iz zdravstvene skrbi također pokušavaju štedjeti tako što ondje pronalaze jeftinije proizvode. U slučaju Betty Hunter, njezina vlastita liječnica nenamjerno je kupila lažni lijek protiv karcinoma.
It's just ironic that physicians can get away with greed and put people's health in jeopardy for money.
It's a lot of money, though. It's a fortune. I believe the first agent we spoke to said that she had paid a tenth of the going rate for the Altazan. But we were unaware of this. Of course we would have taken Mom somewhere else. Of course we would have. But we didn't know. We just thought she had a reaction to the drug that time.
We filed a complaint with the medical board here in the state of Arizona. David had started a dialogue with the two FDA agents in St. Louis and told us that they had indeed arrested the two Turkish individuals who sold the counterfeit drugs to Canada, to the United States.
They're killing people on the other side of the globe so they can make a living. That's all it is. And without conscience and without any caring whatsoever. And they couldn't give a damn about some woman in Arizona who might be vulnerable and sick and who needs that medicine to stay alive. The sentencing was healing. For once, we were getting some justice. Here was our mother, who first we thought she just died from natural causes. And then we find out, no, her death was complicated. It involved poison. And so what a relief to finally see something done about it, something concrete, something tangible. You could see the handcuffs on these people as they were led off to prison.
Dvojica turskih proizvođača lažnih lijekova za rak, koji su naškodili Betty Hunter, upali su u zamku FDA u hotelskoj sobi, baš kao i ovaj kriminalac iz Kine. Turski krivotvoritelji lani su osuđeni i izrečena im je kazna od $150,000 te 2,5 godine zatvora.
I want to make sure. I mean, is anybody going to get sick on this? I guess some people might not, but they won't be able to tell that that I bought it from you, right?
Nobody.
This is illegal in the United States, and I'm sticking my neck out. So I need you'd be willing to mark the boxes, no matter how I want you. You know, we have to come up with a plan on how we're going to mark those outside boxes. Okay. So you're good with whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just tell me what I should do.
After probably about a 2-hour undercover meeting, I had made an arrest signal. I think as far as the outside boxes go, I'm thinking we should just probably call it rice. And once that signal was made, we had agents in an adjoining room come through and just effect the arrest. So from the moment that we received the complaint from the manufacturer was 8 months, 9 months. So that was a relatively quick investigation. Some move quickly, some take years to develop. I think he got 7 or 8 years in prison. In some cases, I've seen sentences that are just ridiculous, and in some cases, I've been surprised by sentences.
The more money than the heroin or the other drugs. This fake drugs business has more money than that, and lesser risk. Because if you'll be caught with the heroin, the narcotics, there will be a case of narcotics on you. You'll not be spared by the police. 10 years, 20 years. But if the fake drugs, then you'll say, oh, this is fake or not? Let us see. It will go to the lab. Otherwise, this is a case of infringement of copyright. Just he has used the brand only.
U mnogim zemljama kazna za proizvodnju lažnih lijekova manje više ista je kao kazna za proizvodnju lažnog Rolexova sata ili Guccieve torbice.
I'm work with narcotics so many years. For me, I look at narcotics and pharmaceuticals, it's about the same thing. It's a drug. But if you look from a law enforcement point of view, it's the sentence when you've been arrested, you go to jail. Big difference. You can get 10, 20 years, it depends on the country, for narcotics. And when it comes to pharmaceuticals, it can be 1 up to maybe 6, 8 years, but it's very rare. Mostly, it's only 1 year imprisonment and a fee for committing a pharmaceutical crime in most countries. So I would say that is the biggest problem. I would like pharmaceutical crime to be a part of crimes that you could seizure the money, the houses, the cars, whatever, from the criminals, because that's what really hurts. In some countries you can do it. You can use the money laundering law. It's considered to be a white-collar crime, so then you can take the money. I think that that is something that we should work on. For example, we have tons of medicine that's seized in Asia and Africa, tons. And there will be maybe one guy they're arrested, and he maybe have he don't have a good education, he don't know so much about all this, but he's the one who got arrested. But there are other people who are really earning the money. If we can, in this kind of crime, could seizure money, following the money, and seizure money, houses, things like that, then I think there would be a change. And in that way, we also interrupt, of course, the business. And the bad guys don't get any money. What I would like to wish is, of course, that we could have a great or a greater cooperation with all banks. There are, of course, places around the globe that are not working so well with us, or they have a banking system that it can be more difficult. So not the criminals can hide money. That would be on my wish list, of course.
I would wish for more cooperation with the private sector, companies that run the internet, say, domain name registrars, hosting companies, ICANN. I would wish that they would understand that they have a role in this global market, and that they have a responsibility in this global market. And I would just wish that they would listen to us when we ask them, hey, or we tell them a website selling an illegal product, take it offline. They don't always do that, and in most cases they won't.
In India, I think there is no one who really want to spend money on this. Even the companies. I've done a lot of reads. Everyone appreciated. Glaxo appreciated, Pfizer appreciated, Abbott appreciated. Sometimes I feel that these companies are interested only because their brand is being used there. If their brand is not on stake, they are not interested to catch this person for fake medicines. You are worried about your brand only, not about that fake drug is in the market and it can kill someone. There are only 8 to 10 nexuses maximum. Those who are the big duplicators, or those who are the big game makers in these fake drugs. And there are more than 25 companies whose products are being faked. If 25 companies come together, make one funding, is to catch these 9 people is very, very, very simple. In a year or so, you can stop them. The problem can come to 5%. I know all the places. I know all the persons. I know their modus operandi. I know how they are doing it. Which are the markets their product is being sold. But without the help of all pharma companies, you can't do it.
Farmaceutska industrija na razne se načine bori s problemom proizvodnje i preprodaje lažnih lijekova. Većina velikih tvrtki ulaže na milijune dolara u borbu protiv krivotvorenih lijekova. Ali i konkurentskim tvrtkama suradnja je veliki izazov.
If you find something in a shed where they have a lot of counterfeits, then it will be all kinds of products, Pfizer, Novartis, AstraZeneca, the whole thing. And I don't know if these are done coordinated. That would be preferable, but that is not always the case. All the individual pharmaceutical companies are trying to combat and trace counterfeit drugs, but you can always say that you could do more in a certain way. But for instance, this group that I'm a member of in FPM, there you actually have the industry sitting and working together.
Ovogodišnja operacija Pangea završena je, a pritisak koji se radi na proizvođače i trgovce lažnim lijekovima vratio se u normalu.
And in many countries, the laws that were written about this, that was before internet, they don't have the possibilities to actually close down websites. That I think every country should have.
Internetske ljekarne mnogo je teže kontrolirati od običnih. Čim se jedna stranica na internetu zatvori, ondje opet iskrsnu nove.
I don't want to regulate internet. I mean, internet should be the free spirit for people. But when you have internet pharmacies, you know, that are selling these medicine that are hurting or killing people, those need to be regulated. And now I read this article, and this bad guy who was selling cancer medicine, and then they said, how can you do it? It was all fake. I said, well, they're gonna die anyway.